Hello guys, welcome back to Archive Ryzen. In this video, I like to talk about Katya RHAPSODY's weapon mechanic, her weapon comparison, the advantages and disadvantages of her abilities, manifestation priorities, and her best teammates. The weapon I'm gonna compare is Cobalt Cyclone and Infinite Chronos. I will start by giving a quick explanation about her weapon's mechanic first. The most obvious difference between these two weapons is the skill energy recovery, which can prolong her standard skill duration. By using the 4-star weapon, Katya's standard skill can last for 8 to 9 seconds, while the signature weapon can extend it to 10 to 11 seconds. The longer her standard skill lasts, the longer she can utilize all her buff, and the less she needs to reuse her standard skill, which allow her to reduce the time spent on recasting the skill. And the most important thing you need to keep in mind about her weapon's mechanic is to always deploy the dimension amplifier first before shooting, because her weapon's mechanics require skill hits to fully activate the weapon's buff. I think that's all about the weapon skill. Katya RHAPSODY's stat I use for this DPS calculation is Manifestation 2 stat. The weapon stat for this comparison is Tier 2 Cobalt Cyclone, Tier 1 Cobalt Cyclone, and Tier 5 Infinite Chronos. While the Logistic talent has 14% attack percent talent and 11.8% frost damage talent. Because Katya is a ballistic main DPS operative, her total DPS mainly comes from her shooting damage. I also try to compare her DPS when using these 3 Logistic, and of course, Prism Squad won by a huge margin, because they can offer frost damage and attack percent buff that benefit to both Katya's ballistic damage and skill damage. Not to mention that Prism Squad can also provide frost damage buff to full squad, which might benefit to frost support operative like Acacia Kaguya or Tasmentacia later. In summary, there is no need to doubt that Prism Squad can offer the best improvement compared to other Logistic squad. As for her weapon comparison, the gap is the usual 30%. Tier 1 signature weapon can provide a 36 improvement compared to the free-to-play weapon, while Tier 2 signature weapon can provide a 71% improvement compared to the free-to-play weapon. So yeah, above 30% is indeed very high upgrade and totally worth pulling. But is Katya RHAPSODY worth investing in operative? In order to answer that question, I like to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of her abilities. Katya RHAPSODY's performance is peak, very peak. But as you know, Katya is a sustained DPS. Therefore, if we were to use an analogy, when racing in a straight line, she will always win. But if some things were to block the path, as a sustained DPS, she must wait for it to pass before she can move forward again. While burst DPS on the other hand, can keep building up their power during that downtime to perform a massive jump once the obstacles disappears. That is the difference. So she can excel when facing bosses that doesn't have HP gate, but underperform against bosses that have HP gate like invulnerable phases. She also a versatile operative who can deal high DPS to a single powerful enemy with her shooting and standard skill, and to multiple enemies with her ultimate skill. As an operative who can deal guaranteed critical damage, she is very easy to use, because you don't need to consistently shoot at the enemy's weak spot to maintain high DPS. Being a ballistic DPS also has a huge advantage due to their capabilities to deal double damage to enemy that has normal shield, which allow her to excel with wider variety of enemies. She also has a very cool passive, and the best waifu we need. While for her disadvantages, besides being a sustained DPS can become a little drawback for her due to it can limit her performance when facing enemy that has invulnerable phases. She also has low mobility when attacking enemy. Although her standard skill can offer damage taken reduction, having low mobility during combat can cause you become an easy target for the enemy's heavy attack. Of course, when attacking the enemy, you can spam her standard skill while moving sideways to evade the enemy's attack. But when her skill energy about to run out, make sure to stop doing that and be ready to reuse her standard skill exactly when the skill ends. Because if you miss that crucial moment, the skill will enter cooldown and you will have to wait at least 0.8 seconds before you can reuse the standard skill again. Gatling gun also has a quite high ricochet rate among all weapons types, so even though she can deal guaranteed critical damage without needing to constantly hit the enemy's weak spot, you will still need to avoid shooting at the enemy's reinforced armor to reduce the chance of ricochet. Because ricochet bullets doesn't count as a hit, so they won't regenerate skill energy, causing her standard skill to end earlier. So here is the conclusion for her weapon comparison. Her Tier 2 signature weapon can offer a 71% increase compared to the free-to-play weapon, while her Tier 1 signature weapon can offer a 36% increase compared to the free-to-play weapon. As for Katya's manifestation, the first spike occurs at manifestation 3, while the second spike appears at manifestation 5. Her manifestation 4 is very sloped due to it only offers a slight improvement to her standard skill cannon's damage. Meanwhile, from her damage distribution, the cannon damage only contributes approximately 17% of her total DPS, so a slight improvement to her standard skill cannon damage doesn't change much. Therefore, investing up to manifestation 3 is enough. As for her best team composition, Test Fantasia probably hold the highest priority. The second is Vidya Celestial Swan. Yao Nightglow's ultimate skill can also offer a lot of improvement, but she has slow ramp-up time due to we need to charge her ultimate energy first by using her support skill. Not to mention that her ultimate skill duration doesn't last long, which might require another downtime due to charging her ultimate energy again. So I like to put her in the 6th place. Phoenix Starshine on the other hand can provide plenty of ballistic damage buff without consuming time to cast her support skill. Then followed by Acacia and Moxir, Yao Nightglow, Test the Magician, and Ether the Cup. If you wanna use Test the Magician, make sure the other super operative is Test Fantasia, Yao Nightglow, Acacia Kaguya, or Ether the Cup, so they can use their ultimate skill right after Test the Magician use hers, which can enhance her buff even further. Alright, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Cheers.